Dr. Ketan Solanki Agarwal. Today my topic is I just want to go through the recent advances and changing trends in the management of osteoarthritis. So whenever we talk about osteoarthritis management, the general idea is either we go in the initial stage, we go for some analgesics, some physiotherapy, and then at the later stage we will require at the end diseases.
Most of the time when we see the patient, they are on third or fourth stage.
Definitely.
Most of the time.
Definitely, that is very
The
true.
90 to 95% population are in stage 3 or stage 4.
That is what, but sometimes patients do come early, but we tend to manage them conservatively because we may not find lot of findings on X-rays, because X-ray will be very normal. So we might say it could be spraying, or they will not give us very proper history of pain for very long duration. They will give us history of 1 week, 2 weeks, specifically in winter. So
Rather than giving history of pain, what our people do, instead of walking for 30 minutes, they start walking 10 minutes. Because 10 minutes give less pain. That's why they used to 10 minutes.
So then try to adapt.
Yes, this is what happens.
So I will try to go through all the stages and
हमारे fellowship केना છે IAS છે
I have done arthroscopy sports medicine fellowship from MGR University. It was a 2 years fellowship, government affiliated. And after that I worked under two of the eminent arthroscopic and joint replacement surgeon for 1 year in Chennai. So I stayed in Chennai for 3 years. And then I came back to home ground. So I'll start with the definition of the osteoarthritis. As you already know, it's a multifactorial, slowly progressing, non-inflammatory. It could be inflammatory if it is related to some secondary disease of the joint synovial and mainly age-related, but it could be trauma-induced also. So it is one of the most debilitating disease and associated with very high personal and socio-economic burden. So main issues in the management are there is no effective therapy which can arrest or reverse the damages which are done in the osteoarthritis, and it leads to long-term taking of medications, specifically NSAIDs, mainly steroids in the smaller centers, which gives lot of side effects. So this is the general biomechanics of the progression of the osteoarthritis. So mainly what happens is whatever osteoarthritis is there, we can divide it into two parts. Joint biomechanics and biochemical pathways. So the factors which affect the joint biomechanics includes any trauma or injury, overload and instability due to obesity, metabolism, even diabetes, and physical inactivity, which reduces the bulk of the quadriceps and hamstrings. While the biochemical pathways are affected by the patient's age, gender, it is more common in female. The body structure of the patient, it is more common in the shorter people. Any inflammatory process which goes on like rheumatoid arthritis, or even the new addition is post-COVID, neurological factors like diabetes or any other neurological disorders, and genetics. Indians specifically are more prone to arthritis because of our body structures, or the calcium deposition in our bone. So if you see, by and large, you can say the right-sided factors are modifiable factors. We can do something about it, but the left-sided factors are non-modifiable factors. So whatever treatment methodology we will be working on will be on the right-sided factors.
What percentage genetics plays? Genetic plays role in, previously we had heard it is almost 60-70% genetically known, then 30% is acquired factors.
Genetic factors is, it makes us more prone. If you compare it with some US, not the United, with the black people, they have very less arthritis, or even with the Chinese and Japanese people, they get arthritis at the very later stage.
They are more of a heat problem.
That depends on their lifestyle, because in the Japanese and Chinese, because of their lifestyle, they get more hip problems. And the new issue why we need to discuss all this is also because of you guys, because all the physicians, all the excellent treatment, now people live longer. Initially our life expectancy was 65-70 years, so in that we could do joint replacement even at the 50 years, 55 years, there is no issue. But right now if we do joint replacement at 50 years, it is not advisable, because the lifespan of the joints what we will be replacing will be around 20 years. So he might require joint replacement again at the 70 years. That we cannot afford. that is what happened, and that is how this joint preservation concept came. Because in Chinese, Japanese people also, they only found out all this because they live for 1900 years. So they don't do joint replacement before 75-80 years. So this is the general basic classification on the X-ray of arthritis of knee and hip. Basically, there is a joint space is reduced. If I talk about knee, it will start on the medial side because of the alignment change of the body. Gradually it increases on the lateral side, and then it involves the whole compartment. In this, it is not only medial involvement, there is also lateral involvement. And if you do for the lateral X-ray, you will see patellofemoral joint involvement also. Same way in the hip, there will be superolateral involvement initially. This will be the first region which gets involved, and then the whole joints get involved. If it is a degenerative arthritis in hip is not that common. There could be some reason, but the most common reason of the degenerative arthritis is avascular necrosis. But for avascular necrosis, again, 70% of the avascular necrosis is idiopathic. But the new causes which is added in our list after the steroids is post-COVID AVN. Now, if I talk about post-COVID AVN in the hip, so it is not only because of the steroid intake during the treatment of the COVID. It was first thought that it is because of the steroids, but we saw many patients who were not taking steroids, still they got post-COVID AVN. There are a lot of patients, every orthopedic surgeon is seeing on the day-to-day practice. At least if he has a OPD of 50, he will see at least 2 patients which has post-COVID AVN. They are currently stage 2, stage 3. Sorry? That could be the reason of the post-COVID, not only steroid. So they say that the COVID itself can also cause AVN. So the main treatment strategy will be focusing on reducing pain and reducing the cartilage damage. So today's talk will be more on the reducing the damage. So talking about the non-pharmacological treatment, the first is patient education is very important. We need to tell the long-term prognosis to the patient that what will happen in 10 years, what will happen in 15 years, he might require some joint replacement, why it is important to reduce weight for him at this stage. All that is very important. Lifestyle modification, that all like walking, doing some physical activity to strengthen the muscles around the knee, weight loss and exercise, not only for the cardiac purpose but also the strengthening exercise. So weight loss is really important because when we walk, there is 3 to 6 times more body weight transfer to the knee joint. So even if we achieve 5 to 10% of the weight reduction, it will give 30 to 50% of the pain reduction in the early stages. So in short, 1 kg weight loss reduces at almost 4 kg of stress from the joint. So greater the weight loss, better the improvement in the pain.
Here the problem is that moment you ask patient to walk, patient says that knee joint ma duke
The same.
So how do you advise to such patient that what I say કે તમને 7 મિનિટ પછી દુખતો હોય તો 5 મિનિટ ચાલો 5 મિનિટ આરામ કરો ને એવો 10 વખત ચાલો. How do you advise? Because the moment you ask patient to walk or reduce the weight, સાહેબ મારાથી તો ચલાતું નથી તો વજન કેવી રીતે?
Second response is what orthopedic has advised not to work.
Not to work. That is
the second most answer.
One of my orthopedic colleague તો બધા જો તમારે knee joint ને સાચવવા ને ચાલવાનું બંધ કરો વજન કઈ રીતે?
We ask them to walk and they tell that
the main in the early stages the pain is not because of the joint arthritis, it is because of the muscle fatigue, because they are not trained for walking so much. So what I advise is they can do cycling if they are not comfortable in walking. Cycling is little more tolerable than walking. Then they can do some incline walking. In that, even if they walk for very less duration, because incline walking, cycling gives more stress on your muscles than your joint per se. So that way they can once strengthen the muscle. After that, if they try to walk, they will be able to walk for longer distance. So that is one thing which, if they are not comfortable in walking, then we can advise them cycling, because cycling is totally safe even in stage 4 arthritis, because it does not give any stress on your knees.
Cycling is very.
So that way we can advise patient, and we need to educate them that this walking will not worsen your arthritis, because anyway even if they do squatting, if they sit for cross leg, if they do a bending of knee more than 90 degree, then only there will be some worsening of arthritis. But just normal walking or brisk walking will not worsen the arthritis at any cost.
This is what I say. If you are getting pain after 5 minutes of walk for 4 minutes 10 times. And that will be 40 minutes walking.
Definitely. That is a correct advice.
Okay.
Or even we can go for incline or even cycling is also
What
advised.
is the mechanism of increased arthritis while squatting?
Because the
More
when
than 90 degree, if you flex, then what is the mechanism?
what happens is the joint surface comes in touch on the posterior side when we go for more. So there is a possibility of osteophyte formation. So whenever there is a wear and tear process is going, the body will try to heal on its own. So in that healing, it is not be able to make hyaline cartilage because hyaline cartilage is only made once in life. So what happens? There is a lot of osteophytes on the posterior side, and once that becomes very painful. So they will start losing the protective cartilage layer from the posteromedial side, posterolateral side. So in short, in the longer run, that can also give them instability. So if they once they get instability, then even walking for very short distance will be also very difficult.
Will you give advice of walking for stage 4 oil?
Yes, walking is allowed. Walking is no issue if considering there is no instability in that patient. Because if there are a lot of osteophytes, so what they do, they impinge the collateral ligaments, and sometimes there is sprain, strain, or even tear of collateral ligaments. In such cases, walking will be very difficult, and we should not be allowing that patients to walk unless they go to some operative treatment before that. So the second is exercise. So in exercise, the main focus is strengthening the muscle, the main quadriceps and hamstring muscles, even hip muscles and calf muscles. So all the muscles around the knee which crosses the knee should be strengthened so that they can take stress from your knee. So coming to the other part after the non-pharmacological treatment is the mechanical legs. Some patients feel that if I use the stick I am able to walk for longer distance and it takes the stress from my knees, so my arthritis will not be worsened. It is not proven in any of the medical research. It might give some pain relief because it takes off some stress, but it will not arrest or reduce the speed of the arthritis. But shock absorbing and arch supporting, calcaneal supporting footwear are very important because all the patients, this comes from the hip. The issue starts from the whole alignment of the lower limb gets worsened. So in that, not only knee, even the foot are involved, and feet get they get flat feet. So it is a secondary flat foot. In that case of secondary flat foot, again the patient will have a lot of pain in the knee. That will be deferred pain. So in such cases, giving a good medial arch support and giving good calcaneal support footwear will be very important. So when we tell the patient to walk, we should also ensure that they are walking with good footwear. Otherwise, that will also do a lot of pain and they will not be able to tolerate long walk.
What about the knee bend? Knee bend, most of the people are putting on knee bend.
The knee bandage because
Kneecap.
kneecap. That is helpful when there is some instability. And an appropriate size kneecap is also very important because otherwise there will be when we do lot of exercise, there will be some inflammation, there will be some vasodilatation in that. But if we put tight kneecap, that will not allow good vasodilatation, good blood supply going. So just stamina and endurance and एक घटी जैसे. So while walking, unless patient has some issue, we should not be promoting to wear some kneecap. And there is some role in the patellofemoral arthritis when patient typically complains कि મને ઘૂંટણમાં તકલીફ નથી, ખાલી બેસીને ઊભો થઉં તો ત્યારે દુખાવો થાય છે. બાકી ચાલવામાં મને કોઈ તકલીફ નથી પડતી. 10 મિનિટ બેસું પછી માથી ઊભું નથી થવાનું. This is again it has a genetic factor also. Patellofemoral arthritis. This starts at very early age because there is one condition called chondromalacia patellae. જે 10 years 15 years માં આપણે ઇન્ડિયન્સ માં સ્ટાર્ટ થતું હોય છે. ઇન normal language માં કહો તો scratches પડી જાય આપણી inner surface of patella. So it gets rubbed on the knee, આપણો જે femorotibial joint છે એના પર rubbed on થાય કરે. So whenever they try to stand up, there will be some pain. Some patients complain of this pain at very early age, 20-25 years of age also. If we do MRI, they will show some chondromalacia patellae. In that, all patients, patellar taping is very important. આ કાઇનેસિયોટેપિંગ જેવા એક સ્ટ્રેપ્સ આવતા હોય છે that we can apply on the knee જે મોસ્ટલી એથ્લીટ્સ યુઝ કરતા હોય છે in that જે પટેલા જે બોન પરસેપ હોય એને સ્પેર કરીને આજુબાજુથી પટેલા ટેપ કરવાના આવે છે જેનાથી it gives some relaxation of the muscles અને એનાથી ફાયદો થતો હોય છે but these patients develop patellofemoral arthritis before the normal the main knee joint arthritis. So because of that, these patients complain of knee pain for a very long time. But if we take proper history, we will come to know कि हमने जो tibiofemoral arthritis से एक लंबा समय से ऐसे नहीं थे. If we come to pharmacological treatment, I am not a big fan of pharmacological treatment because it gives only temporary pain relief. NSAIDs, specifically selective COX-2 inhibitors. The role of intraarticular steroid injection and hyaluronic injection is very short term, and at the later stage it does not give, but it is very subjective. Some patients feel really good after this, some patients do not respond anything. And the newer options which have come is PRP injection and stem cell injection. Again, long term studies do not support. એમના એવા કોઈ long term 10 years 15 years ના studies હજી આવ્યા પણ નથી. But short term study patient up to 3 years 5 years on my personal experience I have seen they have good pain relief if you do it in the early stage. And the newer thing is arthroscopic guided PRP injection because in that we can see the cartilage defect where it is and directly put injection in the cartilage defect. So there will be some hyaline, not the hyaline but fibrocartilage formation. So કઈ થીગડું મારી દીધું અને એ રીતનું કઈ cartilage form થઈ જશે. So patient will be pain free for some duration. After that they might respond to other form of exercise or some other treatment which we are giving along with this treatment.
So PRP works with this or stem cell works with this?
Both the things have similar results on the longer term.
PRP is used in other joints too.
Yeah, it is currently in the post-COVID AVN, everyone has started trying this PRP in stem cells. There is one procedure.
Commercial preparations are also available.
Sorry, sir.
Commercial preparations are also available.
Yes. આમાં આના જે ટેકનિશિયન્સ હોય છે આપણે ઓપરેશનમાં આવે અને ત્યાં જ આપણને બનાવી આપે ડિરેક્ટલી ઇન્જેક્ટ. ફોર ધ હિપ આઈ વિલ કમ ઓન ધેટ કે કો ડીકમ્પ્રેશન જે રેગ્યુલરલી થતી સર્જરી છે ફોર ધ અર્લી સ્ટેજ ઓફ આર્થરાઇટિસ એમાં વી હેવ એડેડ ડુઇંગ સ્ટેમ સેલ ઇન ઇવન પોસ્ટ કોવિડ એરિયા. સિકલ સેલ આર્થરાઇટિસ, સિકલ સેલ AVN અને સ્ટેરોઇડ ઇન્ડ્યુસ્ડ AVN માં એનો એટલો બધો સિગ્નિફિકન્ટ રોલ નથી. વી ડોન્ટ નો અબાઉટ પોસ્ટ કોવિડ. So everyone is attempting કે એનાથી કેટલો ફાયદો થાય છે we'll see.
Major side effects.
No major side effects because આપણું not talking about stem cell but PRP is our own cells તો એમાં કોઈ એનાફાઇલેક્ટિક reactions કે એવું કોઈ હજી સુધી જોવા મળતું નથી. Only thing is they might not respond. That is the only thing.
Tennis elbow
Tennis elbow very frequently, steroids, PRP injection very frequently they are used. And as a professional also they take it monthly also.
steroids first or
Initially it was steroids, now it has come to PRP. Including Sachin Tendulkar, he was taking PRP injection before every match, very regularly. So why the joint preservation? So if you look at this X-ray, this looks quite normal. There is some arthritis on the medial side, but we cannot say it is very severe, you should go under surgery or it requires anything more than medicines. But for the same patient, when we do arthroscopy, we see there is lot of cartilage damage. Almost 70% of the cartilage on the femoral side is worn off, which is not seen on X-rays or not even any indirect evidence of the same. This finding will not be able to find out even on MRI. There is something called cartilage gram. A cartilage gram that tells us the thickening or any thinning of cartilage is there. That they will be telling us. But normally, બધા MRI માં થતું નથી હોતું. On conventional MRI will not be able to tell us about this. So main thing
આમાં
is
શું cartilage ને શું loss કેવી રીતે પડે?
આ જે cartilage છે ને આ normal છે. અને અહીંયાનો જેટલો આ જેટલો ફેટ છે ને આ આખો ડેમેજ. એટલે આ ઓલમોસ્ટ બોન એક્સપોઝ થઈ ગયો છે, સબકોન્ટ્રોલ બોન એક્સપોઝ થઈ ગયો અને આટલો પાર્ટ નોર્મલ છે. આ વેટ બેરિંગ રીજન છે મીડિયલ સાઈડ નું, એટલે આ બધું વધારે છે. ઇવન આ સાઈડ પર એ રીતે છે.
How this cartilagogram is done in MRI? Which weighted imaging?
It was regularly done in Chennai. I don't know how the radiologists do it because I have not seen any cartilage. I talked to one of the radiologists if they will be able to do. They said here they are not doing it. He had also done it during his residency, but he was not sure.
So which imaging, T1, T2, any other modality?
T2. It is seen in T2 images.
Okay.
They tell us in the report also, they will measure the thickness of the cartilage and they will tell how much there is thinning and which zone, in which area of the femur or knee there is some thinning is there. So that way we can plan. That is only to, basically the role of that is only to explain patient that your cartilage is damaged, so we might require some
Thinning will
diagnostic
also
arthroscopy.
thinning will also occur after some time. This you will not be able to see in MRI.
No,
It's not
this will not be. Yeah, if they do cartilagogram, they will be telling us that there is thinning in this region. They will be able to tell us because I have regularly been following all such MRIs. But in Baroda, it is not yet done.
Yeah, direct arthroscopic pictures is.
हाँ, डायरेक्ट आर्थ्रोस्कोपी. હવે તો diagnostic arthroscopy US UK માં તો it is regularly done because their MRI takes very long time. So just for the diagnosis they do diagnostic arthroscopy and then they do not do any procedure further. It takes 5-10 minutes. પછી they close it. They claim they put the બધા finding હતા ACL tear હતો આ damage હતો. Then they take the approval for this and then again go for the procedure of the correction of that. Even in India આપણા જેટલા પણ મેડિકલ ના હોય છે એમને બધામાં diagnostic arthroscopy is a procedure જે હોય છે. So what are the arthroscopic guided procedure that can help in arthritis? One is debridement because there will be some damage to meniscus.
કાર્ટિલેજો માટે ગોળીઓ આપે છે બધા ઓર્થોપેડિક્સ એનો શું હોય?
Long term no because there are chondroitin sulfate glucose જે બી એનો જે contents છે all that are part of your articular cartilage but they are not going to form anything in the regeneration so possible જ નથી. હજી સુધી there is not a single technique which can do regeneration. There are some procedure કે જેમાં આપણે non weight bearing region થી cartilage ને લઈ અને weight bearing region માં transfer કરી દઈએ. That is called mosaic plasty. એટલે જે lateral side of the femur, lateral side of the tibia હોય આ સાઈડ ની region માં પણ articular cartilage same હશે જે અહીંયા અંદરના ભાગમાં હશે. આ સાઈડ ની cartilage નું હમણાં આપણને કામ નથી તો ત્યાંથી લઈ લેવાની છે cartilage અને જે defect હોય ત્યાં fill કરી દો.
How you fill it? With what substance?
Nothing, which you just put it, you put lot of એમાં drill hole કરી દો એટલે અંદરથી subchondral bone માંથી blood આવશે અને it will get absorbed. In that case we need to immobilize patient for 6 weeks. એટલે that is a patient might feel કે મને fracture થઈ ગયો છે મને 6 અઠવાડિયા સુધી ચાલવાની છૂટ કેમ હતી because healing થતા 6 અઠવાડિયા જેટલો સમય લાગે.
Okay, those tablets are worked during stage 1 or stage 2 disease.
Controversial.
Huh?
Controversial.
Controversial. That means it should not be.
Placebo.
Placebo.
હું તો નથી આપતો.
Any of your guidelines you recommend to give it?
You can compare એટલે બહુ બધા results એવું જ કહે છે it is comparable to placebo or little more benefit more than placebo પણ no advantage in long run કે it will arrest arthritis or it will prevent the cartilage damage એવું તો કહી છે.
એટલે તમારી ગાઈડલાઈનમાં કોઈ જગ્યાએ છે નહીં મેન્શન જ નથી.
છે long term studies છે but all are not
Pharma.
concluding
Pharma.
exactly.
Yeah,
તો giving you
ફાર્મા
2C recommendation. 2C recommendation.
એટલે gimmicky
આપો કે
વધારે
ના આપો કઈ ફરક નહીં પડે.
because આપણે if we go to the back to the biomechanics ને આપણે biochemistry ના પ્રમાણે જોવા જઈએ તો how it will reach there એ first question છે. આપણે oral લીધેલી ટેબ્લેટ એ joint surface સુધી પહોંચવાની નથી because આ બધું avascular છે.
તે પણ જે affected joint માં જ પહોંચવી જોઈએ.
હા એ સર in residency I was reading
In that cartilage transfer that you said a piece, how it will get healed? I am still not able to because it is a revascular structure.
no sir એટલે બાજુનું જે અંદર subchondral bone તો vascular હોય ને એટલે if we put it there subchondral bone will support અને આજુબાજુનું જે normal
You make a hole in that damaged cartilage and there you put.
yeah. When there is a 100% cartilage damage then directly the subchondral bone will be exposed. So we put micro drill, we put holes in there. So there is a fresh bleeding. I'll show 1-2 videos. And after that we put this mosaic plasty, the aluminum cartilage that we put it. I'll come to that. So one is the arthroscopic debridement surgery, જેમાં there will be lot of loose bodies in the bone, because આજે મેં કીધું તો osteophytes they break down અને પછી sometimes it causes blocking, lot of pain, કંઈક ને કંઈક ફસાઈ જાય. So we remove that. There will be frayed and very thinned out meniscus, which is anyway giving lot of pain than helping. That we can remove in this arthroscopic debridement surgery. Or even sometimes a cartilage flap જે છૂટા પડીને ત્યાં નડ્યા કરતા હોય છે, even that we need to remove, because just doing cleaning of knee joint can also give a lot of pain. Doing nothing, just go there, cleaning the knee joint. Next is microfracture technique. This is मैं જે हमने આજે mosaic-plasty કહેતો હતો, if it is stage 2 then this is a stage 1 procedure. આના હું તમને ફોટો પણ બતાવું. I have done it many very frequently in Chennai. Then meniscus root or meniscus horn repair. So sometimes what happens, this arthritis જ્યારે પણ medial side માં arthritis હોય, so there is bone to bone disease, so it crushes the meniscus. So and if it is still viable then we can repair it. અને બીજું એક છે posteriorly meniscus root આવતો હોય છે, it gets pulled off. અને આ pulled off થતો હોય, patient typically pains કે મને પાછળ દુખે છે અને આપણને બહુ એવો અસર કરવા કહેતો છે કે મને આગળ દુખાવો નથી, મને ખાલી આ પાછળ દુખે છે. Baker's cyst will not give us such pain. આપણું first diagnosis would be Baker's cyst. We get done the report, આપણે USG કરાવીએ, MRI કરાવીએ, there will be not significant Baker's cyst. Then we get confused. This could be the one reason is meniscus root tear. So એમાં આખું meniscus is intact પણ પાછળથી આખી જ ખેંચાઈ જાય. So we need to repair it. It gives excellent results. And the next is meniscus extrusion. So because of patient's weight, more common in obesity, meniscus એની જગ્યાએથી બહાર નીકળે. So once it comes out of the joint, तो ये जो cushioning effect हो ये जल्दी, that gives again pain. So if we reduce the meniscus, we repair the meniscus, this all also can, all these are very important and very beneficial in stage 2, stage 3, and all these will indirectly prolong the process of arthritis. એટલે આ બધું જો આ સ્ટેજ પર રોકવામાં ના આવે તો definitely there will be very fast arthritis. So these are the meniscus related procedure what I taught. This is my patient arthroscopic image. જ્યાં આટલું ગંદુ એટલે completely torn in 2 parts. Looks like traumatic, but this is not traumatic. This is because of arthritis. આ છે cartilage damage નો બીજો એક વિડિયો ફોટો. એમાં this is around हमारे पास एक arthroscopic probe which comes around 4 mm nearly length. So we measured it. This was 8 mm and by 4 mm. That deep, almost 1 centimeter જેટલું deep, and this is almost till full thickness and then shake subchondral bone thickness. So if you put drill holes here, there will be fresh bleeding coming. And પછી if you put mosaic-plasty નો જે non weight bearing નો cartilage, then it will survive, but it will require some immobilization at least for 6 weeks. Microfracture I will come on. એનું એક ટિપિકલ 2 mm નું ડ્રિલ હોલ આવે, એ ડ્રિલ હોલથી 2 mm ના મલ્ટિપલ હોલ્સ કરી હું બતાવીશ એ પણ છે. This is microfracture. So I don't think આ થોડું ક્લિયર દેખાય છે, પણ અહીંયા આખો ન્યુડ એરિયા છે. This is the part of femur, distal femur, complete nude area, but અને not the એટલે almost 80 to 90% thinning થઈ ગયું છે, degenerated, no not traumatic. આ પેશન્ટમાં we put microfracture, nothing, we go there, we put multiple drill holes અહીંયા, એટલે અંદરથી fresh blood subchondral bone આવશે. In same stage we can also put PRP or stem cells. In this case we did not put. After that, after 2 years we do relook arthroscopy. Luckily આ પેશન્ટમાં relook arthroscopy બીજા કોઈ reason માટે કરવામાં આવી હતી. There we saw that this cartilage is formed, very shiny structure, but this is again not a hyaline cartilage, it is a fibrocartilage. So it will have some limitations, but definitely patient will have good pain, 100% pain.
That is the pain relief. What about functional improvement?
Functional improvement, but because patient is not doing functional activities because of pain only in such cases. After that we can actively work on doing some strengthening exercise, motivate patient to do weight loss, motivate patient to walk, because એકવાર આવું એક કવર આવી જશે ને પછી એમને પેન નહીં થાય. But this is not guaranteed કે આ full time lifetime રહેશે, because patient 60 years સુધી એને maintain રાખી દે તો આ 60 years તો નથી ટકવાનું, maximum 5 years 7 years, but till then we can at least prevent this. All are reducing damage techniques, so indirectly we can buy some time for arthritis so that they don't come back to us for with very severe arthritis, with stage 4 arthritis at the age of 50 years, 52 years, and we need to do joint replacement. This is, and the next thing is malalignment surgeries. So if we are doing all these procedures, still the patient is very obese, even if we do whatever in the knee joint, they will not have any relief. Because જે આપણે કરીશું again patient નું weight એટલું બધું છે બધું જ waste થશે. In such cases there is a only unilateral arthritis. Stage 3 ના જે patients હોય છે એમાં ખાલી અંદરની બાજુ જ આટલું severe arthritis છે. Still આ side, as I cannot see any osteophyte and આ joint surface પર normal છે, I can say કે આ બાજુ જ arthritis છે. In such cases we can change the alignment of this leg by osteotomize some part of bone, wedge osteotomy here and putting one plate. I have put a very severe case. This is not the ideal case for high tibial. This is called high tibial osteotomy for this procedure. But this patient was very reluctant that I don't want joint replacement. I want some procedure. She was very reluctant of replacing her natural joint. There are many patients like that who do not want joint replacement. But even if you take him to for some other surgery, they don't mind. But don't replace my joints. So it's such.
She was replicating plates and screws.
Yeah, she was replicating this one, but she didn't want joint replacement. So this is bone to bone. This is not a very ideal case, kissing bones. Still we tried because she wanted it, and we can see this is post-op day 1 X-ray. There is opening of joint because we changed the alignment. Look at here and look at here.
So what did you do?
We removed this part of bone from here. Then we put bone graft over there, and then we put plate. So we align the bowing of the leg was and then through correction કરી શકે. We cannot do the complete correction because that gives lot of stretch on the collateral ligaments and that can give again pain. એટલે અમુક લિમિટમાં we need to do the scanogram જેમાં hip to ankle નો આખો knee joint, hip joint and ankle joint આપણે જોઈ શકીએ. Then accordingly we can plan that how much correction is permissible, and accordingly we can do such correction, and this gives good pain relief and good result. This is a very ideal surgery for patients who have stage 2, stage 3 arthritis at 40-45 years age, because this surgery done at right time can prolong TKR for at least 10 to 15 years, and after that we can allow them to do whatever they want. Squatting, cross leg is allowed, but we need to follow them every year.
After doing this, TKR would not be a problem.
After doing TKR will not be problem. We generally advise patients to remove this plate after 1 year, because this would be titanium plate, so that if they require joint replacement after 15 years and at that time if they come with the plate, then it might be little difficult to remove this plate, because at that time their bone quality will also be not that good. So we always tell patient to come after 1 year, we will remove this plate. This is only till this fracture heals, because we have made this artificial fracture here. It has to heal. So this is called high tibial osteotomy.
Did it shorten the length of this
No.
procedure?
Because we have done it in the unilateral cases also, I am very sure it does not shorten.
આ સેકન્ડ એક્સરેમાં પાઇપ જેવું શું છે?
Drain. So orthopedic surgeries માં blood loss અમારો થોડું વધારે હોય એટલે drain.
અને ક્રાફ્ટ કેટલે આપવાનો?
Artificial bone graft. આમાં
આર્ટિફિશિયલ બોન.
artificial 4000 નો આવતો હોય છે, અરાઉન્ડ 8 cc જેટલું આવે એ આખું ભરાઈ જાય.
એનો સોર્સ શું હોય આર્ટિફિશિયલ?
આ જે કેલ્શિયમ ફોસ્ફેટ ને જે બધા artificial is only made, but it is comparable to the strength quality is comparable to natural bone. Even in the fracture cases also we routinely use this artificial bone graft.
So they are
Because
in
bone bank
ઇલિયાક ટેસ્ટ ઉપરથી એને
ઇલિયાક ટેસ્ટ તો લઈ શકે, ઇલિયાક ટેસ્ટ પર લઈ શકે, but some patients don't want. અને બહુ જ common એક myth કઈ મિસકન્સેપ્શન છે કે ડોક્ટર અહીંયા ચીરો મૂકે એટલે કિડની કાઢી દે. આવું થયું છે કે અહીંયા ચીરો ના જોઈએ. એવા અમારા પેશન્ટ્સના પછીથી સીટી સ્કેન ને યુએસજી પણ કરાવવા પડે જસ્ટ ટુ મેક શ્યોર એમને બતાવવા માટે કે કિડની છે તમારે, because they feel that અહીંયા ચીરો છે એટલે કિડની ગઈ.
અને કેટલી સ્લાઇડ થઈ છે?
થોડું કોઈ બાકી છે.
અને તો બધી બીજો લેક્ચર રાખ્યો, ઉતાવળમાં બધી મજા નહીં આવે.
ના ના સર, ખાલી આના પછી જોઈન્ટ
Leg થઈ
ટ્રીટમેન્ટ.
ગયું. Leg થઈ ગયું.
This is core decompression, again joint preservation surgery for hip. condyle replacement જ્યાં એક સાઈડ નું again same indication as that, but this makes complete joint replacement in the later stage little difficult. So I don't personally do this case. And the ultimate option, if all this do not work and patient comes very late, then joint replacement. Knee replacement